speakers will be Lloyd Smith. Lloyd?
Thank you, Jack. As is usual, the manual has the checklist and short comments and whatnot, but I think rather than just go through that list, I'd rather talk about the two big questions at the bottom. What did I like about it, and what could you have done differently? Let's start with what I liked about it. This was one of those confessional type speeches, and several things can happen during a speech like that. Many of them are bad. It's easy to lose control emotionally, get wrapped up in it, and I've seen people burst into tears during speeches like that. You avoided that. I think you came fairly close a time or two to that edge, but you managed to step back from it. Now, there's nothing wrong with displaying emotion like that, except you've got to think of the context. It's a speech, and you're trying to perform some job while you're doing the speech, to transmit something to the audience. So you really don't want to watch people, or have people watch you, sob uncontrollably or something, but you avoided that. Another thing that can go wrong in that kind of a speech is that it's really easy to spiral down into self-pity. Oh, look what a mess I made of my life, everything was terrible and all that. You didn't do that. You described a childhood that many of us would probably found at least a little bit shocking, the idea of wishing your Santa Claus would take your mother away, presumably give her to somebody else, maybe, but in any event, that kind of thing, you think, wow, I didn't have anything like that happen. But you didn't look or act self-pitying, and that was a good thing. What I'm thinking about are those people you sometimes see on the couch of Dr. Phil's show, and they're all, look how poor pitiful me, and my dog died, and everything else. You didn't do that. The opposite of that is spiraling up into arrogance, kind of like, oh, look, my life was terrible, but look how wonderful I am now, blah, blah, blah. And you didn't do that either. And it's really easy to do any of those three things, or maybe a combination of them. So using a deeply personal topic like that, but avoiding the pitfalls, I thought that was remarkable. Really, you did an excellent job of that. There are lots and lots of people, maybe some of you sitting right here, who couldn't have done that. And so congratulations on that. You used that story for a purpose, too. It wasn't just to, tell us a sad story of your life. You were illustrating the three-step process that was the topic of your speech, and so it was perfectly acceptable to do that. Now, what could you have done differently to make it more effective? The note cards. These note cards, now there were several of them. There are a bunch of them, as you can see here. Did you notice? You maybe didn't notice, but I'll bet the rest of us did. You didn't look at them all that much. And when you did, I didn't get the feeling you were actually reading them. It was more like, you were reinforcing it. After all, you were telling us the story of your life, and you are the world's greatest expert. And never forget something, when you're telling people the story of your life, even if you screw up, nobody's going to know. Just keep going. It happened to you. It didn't happen to any of us. So people wouldn't have noticed it anyway. But these became a crutch, and you tended to hold them like this, and your gestures with your other hand were pretty good, but with this hand they were not. And I think if you dumped these cards, it would have been easier to make a more direct connection to the audience. All in all, I thought the speech fit the assignment extremely well, and I thought you did a really good job with it. So good job.
Yeah. Thank you all.